Joseph Obin has cautioned against likely depreciation of the proposed common currency, that is the echo, considering the size of the economy of some member countries. His call comes at a time when Ghana is getting ready to join other West African countries to use the common currency this year. Dr. Joseph Obin fears the use of a common currency in West Africa could lead to serious depreciation.
There should be a caution here. If we have to adopt a single currency, then of course we have to have an effective monitoring or supervisory system in place that will make sure that, because we have to respect the fiscal disciplines and all that among the nations and all that. If we look at a country like Nigeria, the total GDP of about 67% of the entire GDP of the sub-region. If we do not take care, it doesn't strike a good balance. It means that that country, if one particular country have a problem at a time, or they take unilateral decision or do something untoward, then it affects the bulk of the entire sub-regional currency and all that. But we'll be able to achieve if we have a very strong monitoring system. Yeah, if you look at how the ECOWAS protocol, the Commission and all that is behaving towards the ECOWAS protocol and all that, then you cannot have the actual confidence if that same attitude is transferred into the monitoring of this ECO or the
Quite interesting, but if you have been following the business trends from last week, one news has been dominant. That is the introduction of a single common currency, the echo. Many have questioned the rationale behind the issuance of high denomination cedi notes despite plans to use an ECOWAS common currency, the echo. But is the echo a myth or a reality? George Riafe will be handling this very topic tonight on PF Express Business Edition, but he'll be joining. He's here actually to help us discuss some of the issues, to a teaser sort of ahead of the show tonight. You had Guterres concern that because we have some countries with a higher population than other countries, it will lead to depreciation. Do you see that?
That is an argument that he's proposing, but still what we want to look at just a few minutes from now is about whether we are prepared as a region for the issuance of the currency. Would we ever witness the issuance of the currency? What we understand is that there are supposed to be some preconditions that should aid the issuance of the currency this year. If you engage the technical people on the ground, they say that we've not even met, none of the countries or those conditions have not been met. You talk about convergence criteria where the English-speaking countries in the West African zone should meet, like single inflation, like deficit issues and all the rest. And it looks like they are all struggling to meet that. There was a proposal that, okay, can we have one country that has met all these targets? Start with it first. When you look at the numbers, it's countries like Togo, Benin that are meeting these targets. So it looks like there's a question mark over there. Which country is going to use their international reserves to back this currency? Maybe Nigeria or Ghana. That economy should be that strong to ensure that the eco is also very fair
but
and stable. So
this thing has been lingering for some time now. Why is it taking us so long to come to some resolution?
I think that one of our biggest challenges has been with the French-speaking countries and their commitment to also join the bloc. Recently, they came out saying that, okay, you're going to adopt the eco, but peg it against the euro. And I think that that's another serious question, the question mark that when all these things happen, it raises a lot of questions about the feasibility of introducing this common currency. So if you have this French-speaking countries now saying that, yes, we are on board, but we want to peg it against the euro, that raises a lot of questions about the independence of this currency and how do we ensure that it's strong. We still do not have the West African Central Bank in place. There's a struggle right now, some subtle fights between Ghana and Nigeria who should host the West African Central Bank, because the argument is that if Nigeria has the secretariat for the ECOWAS, then Ghana should also host the West African Central Bank. So all these things have not been done. So if you have heads of state meeting and saying that, okay, all other things being equal, they're going to introduce this currency this year, there's still a lot of questions there.
John, why do you think that the French-speaking countries are in so much in a hurry to start using the echo when the English-speaking countries are not ready?
Well, there's still question marks because first they're all being accused of being the major reason for us dragging with the issues of this currency. But don't forget that the English-speaking countries took a decision that it's a mix of political decision and also the economic fundamentals in all the regions supporting it. Just like the euro, one country has to take an initiative by going forward to issue the currency and making sure that the economy is strong. So the argument is that if you're not having all the English-speaking countries meeting, I mean, if you put Nigeria's reserves and Ghana's reserves together, they are more than all the French-speaking countries. I mean, in terms of the strength and the value of our international reserves. So the argument is that the power brokers in this currency will be Ghana and Nigeria. Now, is Ghana willing to take the lead? Is Nigeria willing to take the lead? Again, the critical questions about the central bank and who is going to use their reserves to back this currency.
Right. So that brings
all these concerns are still raising a lot of questions about whether it will be feasible, will it be, quote, a myth or a reality that
I was going to ask you, from where you sit, right, George, you have been following the economies of some African countries for some time. You reported on how the performance of some countries with regards to their economies and how they're doing. Do you think that this whole eco thing is a myth or it's a reality? Do you think we can ever achieve
I think that maybe some would say we are moving past the myth because it looks like it may happen. The reality is that this year, based on the engagement that I've had with some of the technical persons in ECOWAS and even some of the English-speaking countries, unless it takes one political leader who wants to damn all the consequences, forget about the economic implications and go ahead with it for just the political reasons. But the reality is that you're also going to hurt a lot of economies in the region. So it looks like this year, maybe it won't happen.
Interestingly, before we don't want to take away the shine from the show, but who are your guests tonight?
Expect the Guta press time because we're going to look at the trade implications. Expect the trade impact and the economic impact. We also have to have Evidence and Power Institute consultant, and also the economic bit and the finance bit. Dr. Lord Mensah is a finance lecturer at University of Ghana. He's also going to join us for us to have a discussion on this. All
right, can't wait for that. You have to stay tuned to that at 9 p.m. on the JoyNews channel 421 on DSTV4. The business edition of Freedom Express. So the commodity market now and crude oil prices has witnessed a marginal drop after going up sharply following the tension between Iran and the US. Details is coming up in commodity news. For joining me on Business Tonight. I am Sandra Esinamafani. You can get more news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. Do have a great evening and